move right to the last segment of our two-day event, which is the film screening of Running Dry, Beyond the Brink. And the producer and the director is here. We are so fortunate to have Jim Thebaut. And Jim is the director, Jim is the CEO, president, with extensive experience of achievements as an environmentalist, a journalist, an executive producer of documentaries, an educator, a world traveler, an ambassador of diplomacy, and a public policy advocate. I'm reading a little bit more of this just for a moment because it's not on your program. As chief executive, president, and executive producer of Chronicles Group, Inc., which is a non-for-profit 501c3 corporation, he's influencing critical public policy about the threat of the evolving global humanitarian water crisis and its dire effect on international security. He has managed multidisciplinary teams and created public information education documentary feature programs. The American Southwest, Are We Running Dry? Running Dry, and Cold War and Beyond. Most importantly, he organized two significant Capitol Hill events on February 2005 and May 2007, and his public policy leadership and vision led to the enactment of the Senator Paul Simon Water for the Poor Act, which authorizes funding for water and sanitation in developing nations. Furthermore, on July 28, 2009, he organized the National Water Policy event at Capitol Visitor Center in Capitol Hill. So I would just like to not read anymore, but let's show what you do. Great.
Is this working?
It's
Yeah,
on.
it is. I just wanted to say a few words, and I'm going to show you a film. I'm sure as you all experienced over the last 2 days, you understand and totally grasp the reality of the crises. And as been seen, I was unfortunately I wasn't here yesterday, but today just experiencing some of the solutions. And as a filmmaker and a journalist, my goal has been to try to educate the world regarding the crises. And I produced these two documentaries, Running Dry and The American Southwest, Are We Running Dry? Running Dry has been presented all over the world, and as just was mentioned, we presented it on Capitol Hill and so forth. And The American Southwest, Are We Running Dry? Was broadcast all over the United States on public television and so forth. So we've really been trying to put on a full court press to really try to educate people regarding the severity of the crises. Senator Paul Simon and I worked together at the very beginning of this effort back in 2002, 2003, and he wrote a great book, which I hopefully all of you have read, called Tapped Out. It's a primer. I mean, it's required reading for everybody. And regrettably, he passed away just before I started really filming Running Dry. But one of the things that's really kind of grabbed me as close as I get to Congress, the polarization in Congress, and I guess I'm privileged to be able to be out there in the hinterlands of the world and see some of the severity of the crises. I begin to realize we don't have much time left to solve this problem. It's really that serious. And so that motivated me to put together Running Dry, Beyond the Brink. And what you're about to see is a 25-minute preview trailer for a feature film which I will be creating shortly. So just wanted you to know it's got a beginning, middle, and end. It's got closing credits, but it's a preview feature, a preview trailer for a feature. So with that, Running Dry, Beyond the Brink.
Perfect.
Because I think that, as I said, we're beyond the brink. Thank you.
I believe that one of the comments that was said before and many times felt through all of us is that it's because people don't really see what's going on that they don't make changes. And the other thing, as a psychologist, people don't feel what is going on to them personally until you can actually reach out and touch it, so we don't do anything about it. So I think it's because of documentaries like this, Jim, and that people who are speaking out about the situation in water that we'll actually make a difference, but not before we can really see it. So once again, I want to thank you for your significant efforts. For many years, you've been really an activist in trying to make a difference in the world, and I think you are. So thank you very much, Jim. And one more time. For all of you who are here right now, I would like to close the program for the last 2 days on the conference here on water and global health. It's been an honor to be here with everyone, and if we only had time to find out what everybody here is doing, because I personally know it's a wealth of what's in this very room about people who are making significant change. So first of all, in my thank yous, I would like to thank all of you for your work that you have been doing. Can you imagine if we add the ears up of all the work that everybody's been doing here in this room? It's magnificent. So a great applause to everybody here. And we want to thank, we already thanked, but he had to leave earlier, the graciousness and the commitment and heartfelt desire to make a change from the permanent mission of Ethiopia to the United Nations. And I would like to thank, of course, Dr. Harold O., who is the chairman of the World Water Organization, and all of the magnificent speakers who have been part of this initiative, and the moderators, and of course the wonderful volunteers who have made this possible. So we would like to thank everyone. So in closing, let's just go out and make a big difference. Thank you very much, and thank you from the world's thirsty.